Hi, curious learners. So, your Grammar Buddy Mini is once again back with you at your favorite learning platform. Learn forward with your book, The Grammar Hub by Feather Caps. What are we going to learn today? We'll be starting chapter 8 of your book, The Verb. What are verbs? Exactly, action words. But is that all? Let's know more about them. What do you have? Color the boxes that contain a pronoun, and I think that's very easy for all of you to do. Let me highlight with your help some of the boxes. Rest you'll do yourself. We'll go this way. Yes, come on. Tell me which is the first one I should highlight. Perfect. This is I and we. Good. So the plural of I is we. And in the next, oh, again, this is for I. This is for we. And perfect. You have you here. Next. Yes, there are two. He and she both are correct. Let's go ahead. Let's finish it up. It. That's perfect. Good. And them. Very good. Now let's go to the next column. Yes, him is correct. Her is correct. R is also correct. Okay. Cup. Do you think R is a pronoun? No, R is not a pronoun, children. We'll get to know about it when we learn pronouns. Then we have here, your is not, their is also not. Yes, let's quickly read them out now. I, we, me, us, you, he, she. I hope we have not missed any. It, they, them, yes. Him, her. R is not a pronoun. Then your and their are also not pronouns. How? We'll learn ahead in the session. Let's get started now. What are pronouns, children? Pronouns are the words that are used in place of nouns. That is to avoid repetition of nouns, because it becomes very boring when you keep repeating the same noun many times, right? So in place of those names, we start using some words and they are called pronouns. So what are those pronouns? We have already marked many in the previous your review exercise. I, we, me, mine. Then you have us, ours. Then you have you, yours. Then you have he, she, it, they, them, him, her. All these are pronouns and we put them in different categories. How? Let's read an example here. John said that John could not come for the practice because John's father had not brought John a new pair of training shoes. So how many times in just one single sentence we are using John? 1, 2, 3, 4. So to avoid this repetition, we change these words into pronouns. And remember, the first word we will not change, because then we get to know to whom are the pronouns referring. So in the first, we will definitely write John as it is. John said that he could not come for the practice because his father has not brought him a new pair of training shoes. Now here, he, him, these are pronouns because we are replacing John by these words. Okay, so this is how we use pronouns. Now, going ahead, we will be learning about different kinds of pronouns. The different kinds of pronouns I'll quickly list here. We have personal pronouns. Then we have possessive. We also have interrogative. And then we have reflexive and demonstrative. This is what you will be doing in this grade, right? Now, what are personal pronouns, children? We must know. Personal pronouns are the pronouns, as the name suggests, they are used for persons. And Persons, sometimes we use them for non-livings also, we use for animals. See, whenever we talk about persons, we mean to say all living things, even birds and animals are included there. Okay, so sometimes we use for non-living things also, we use for places also, but basically these are used for persons. So personal pronouns are categorized on the basis of subject and object. Do you remember we have learned about subject and object? What is the subject? What is the object? Subject is the doer of action, right? Somebody who does the action, and object is the receiver of action. Object is the receiver of action. And in personal pronouns, based on whether we are talking about the subjective or the objective case, we have three persons also. We'll just read ahead in detail. We have first person pronouns, then we have second person pronouns. Do you remember anything about them from your past grades? And we have third person pronouns, right? Now next is possessives. Possessive pronouns, they give an answer to whose children? Oh yes, you are right. A student said, ma'am, but we have words who give answer to the word whose. They are possessive adjectives also. Yes, you are right. And we'll learn about the difference between possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns also. Okay. Then coming next is interrogative adjectives. They are the question words. We'll learn about them in detail ahead. These are all question words. And then we have reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns comes from the word reflection. When the action, doer of action receives back the action, they are all reflexive pronoun. And in short, such pronouns have self added to them. You see self at the end of such reflexive pronouns. Okay. And then we have demonstrative pronouns, which are pointers. And they give an answer to which. If I say which book is yours, you will say this book is mine, that book is mine, right? So it gives an answer to which. So this was in short. Let's learn about the different kinds of pronouns in detail now. First one is personal pronouns. As I have just told you, they relate to person. We talk about people here. So they stand for persons or things, and they are personal pronouns. And I told you we have three persons in personal pronouns. That is first person pronoun, second person pronoun, and third person pronoun. Now we must understand what do you mean by first person, second person, and third person. Whenever we are speaking, the speaker is the first person. So the first person refers to the speaker. Now the one who is speaking, what will the person use for himself or herself? I. When I'm talking, I'll say I am your teacher. When I'm talking, I'll say I am teaching you pronouns today, right? So the person who is speaking. Now, if I take all of you along with me, I am a part. I am speaking. I'm a part of the group. And I say, we all are going to have fun today. So, who we? We means I am included. So, whenever the speaker is there, it is first person pronoun, right? Now, when I talk to you, I say you. So, you people are a listener. That means that becomes the second person. The listener is the second person, children. And I'm talking to this girl, but I am talking about somebody sitting there. So I'll say she is a brilliant child. He is very notorious. I am talking to the girl, but I am talking about somebody. So the person being talked about is the third person. So when we are referring to somebody, that comes in being referred to. That comes in third person. Okay, that means somebody we are talking about. So this is about first person, second person, third person. First person is the speaker, second person is the listener, and third person is about whom we are talking. Now, these pronouns can be in subjective case, these can be in objective case. I just reminded you about subject and object. Subjective case means when the doer of action is here, and objective means when the receiver of action is here. For example, I am giving you work. So, I am the doer of action. And you are giving me your notebooks. Now, I am the receiver of action. Giving is, you are giving to whom? You are giving to me. So, I am the object, right? So, that becomes the objective case, and the pronouns change their form from subjective case to objective case. Like John remains John. I am talking to John. John is talking to me. So, what you observe? John is the noun. It will not change in any case. But when I am talking about the pronoun, you observed, if you listen carefully, I said, I am talking to John. So, I am using the pronoun I. And I said, John is replying to me. I am using me for myself. So, I changes to me when the subject changes to object. So, we must know the forms here. How it changes? First person singular is I in subjective case, and it becomes we when we talk about plural. And when we talk about object, I becomes me and we becomes us. Okay. So, if you say the sentences, you will just be able to remember them better. I gave to you and the teacher gave to us. So, us is the plural of objective. Okay. Second person is the listener, and it is always you. You talked to me, I explained to you. So, it remains you, whether it is singular, it is plural, it is subjective or objective. So, it's very easy. Now, in third person, when we talk about males, we say he. For females, we say she. And for non-living and animal, we say it. But when we talk about the objective case, they change from he to him. I gave him, I gave to her. So, him for males, her for females, and it remains the same, it does not change. I have a pet, I feed it every day. So, it remains the same. It is my favorite. It plays with me. So, whether it is in subjective form or objective form, it remains the same. Fine. Is it clear up to here? But when we talk about these in plural, he, she, it, all these change in form to the same form, they. And when we talk about the plural in objective case, it becomes them. Right? So, up to here, is it clear? We have talked about the subjective and objective cases, singular and plural forms for all, first person, second person, third person. So, can we go ahead and check your understanding up to here? Let's do this exercise. Pick out the personal pronouns. So, you just have the list right here. You can do it from the following sentences and say which class they belong to. That means, is it first person, second person or third person pronoun? So, let's first pick out the personal pronouns. Good. We is a personal pronoun. R is not a personal pronoun. You will get to know about it ahead. We should share our things with others. So, only this is the personal pronoun. Which personal pronoun is it? Yes, good. It is first person pronoun. Next, the king took out his crown and put it on his son's head. No, again, his crown. So, here his is not a personal pronoun. And here again, his is not a personal pronoun. Please note it. Then, the only personal pronoun here is it, and it is the third person pronoun. Good. Let's see next. Very good. I have asked you to give the files directly to, yes, me is also very good, correct. So, this is good, first person, second person, and again first person. So, what you can do, you can just paste this picture somewhere wherever you sit and study, and you keep looking at it constantly. I'm sure you'll make a picture of it in your mind, and it will be faster and easier for you to memorize. Let's move to the next. Can, good, good. So, which person? Yes, it is second person and this is first person. So, I hope you can do. Do you want me to continue? Okay. I, good, him, yes, gave him the presents. So, this is first person, this is third person, and this is also third person. Next. Yes, you are right there. You, him. You is second person, him is third person. He said he will meet you on time. So, very good. Yes, perfect. He is third person and you is second person. You have understood it well. I have known him as a child. Come on, give me answers. Perfect. This is first person and him is third person. It was very easy and I am happy to get perfect answers from you. Now going ahead, we'll learn about reflexive pronouns. What is reflexive pronoun? Let us try to understand with an example. In science, you have already learned about mirror, I suppose. And you have learned about reflection of light. Have you? Yes. So what happens in reflection, children? When a light ray falls on the mirror, it comes back, it gets reflected, isn't it? So this is how it goes and this is how the same comes back, isn't it? So reflection gives you the word reflexive. And in reflexive pronouns, you just have to see three things. What? First of all, we will find the verb. Pick out the verb, what action is going on, and then you will relate it with the subject, the doer of action. Okay, subject is here, the doer of action. And then you will pick up the object also. That is the receiver of action, children. Okay, now what you have to find out is the doer the same as the receiver of the object of the action? For example, if I say, I hurt myself against a wall. And I say, I hurt Manisha with a stone. Now, here in both the sentences, what is the action going on? Good, hurt. In both the sentences, who is hurting? Who is doing the action of hurt? Very good, I. So this is the verb, same verb, and here this is the doer, same doer, I. Now let's look at the object. Who is getting hurt in the first sentence? Myself, very good. And in the second sentence, who is getting hurt? Manisha, good answer. So this is your object, this is your object. Now look at the first sentence. Is the doer the same as receiver? Is it the same as object? Is the doer same as receiver of action? They are same. Right? But in the second sentence, do you mean to say I and Manisha are same? No, they are not. So they are different. This is the best way to find out reflexive pronoun, children. When they are different, there is no reflexive pronoun, but when they are same, that gives you reflexive pronoun. So this myself is reflexive pronoun here. Okay, and what are the words we use in reflexive pronouns? For the first person singular, we use myself. For plural, we use ourselves. We enjoyed ourselves in the party. So the enjoyment was done by us. It was being done on us. That means object and subject are same. Doer and receiver is same. That's why ourselves is reflexive. Now coming to next, when you talk about second person in singular, children, you write you, yourself. But when you talk about plural, this changes to yourselves. Okay, so F, self, is used for singular, selves is used for plural. Now moving to third person, for males we say masculine gender, we say himself. For feminine we say herself, and for animals and non-living we say itself. And in plural it becomes themselves. Right? So these are all the reflexive pronouns based on the three persons. First person singular plural, second person singular plural, third person singular plural. I hope this reflexive pronoun is clear to you. The simple way is, first pick out the verb. First thing is pick out the verb. Second thing is pick out the doer and receiver. And in the third part, you will compare the doer and receiver. If the doer and receiver are same, you get the reflexive pronoun. Can we move ahead now? Okay, thank you. So here's an exercise for you. Fill in the blanks with correct reflexive pronouns. So we'll just check out which pronoun is being used and how will we form the reflexive pronoun. Why doesn't she do it? For she, what is the reflexive pronoun I have told you? Yes, it is herself. They talk about, from they you get the reflexive pronoun themselves. Good answer. They talk about themselves all the time. I have to study for the exam. So from I, what is the reflexive pronoun? Myself. The dog is trying to get up by, that means it is trying to get up. Maybe it is hurt or it is sick, whatever the reason is, but it is now trying to get up. For the dog, we use it and the reflexive pronoun will be itself. Good. You don't respect yourself. For the second person singular, it will be yours. Right? So is that easy to do? Very good. We have more kinds of pronouns to do ahead, and we'll be looking forward for the other part of pronouns. And till then, you keep learning, enjoy learning. Happy learning, children.